What's going on, team? Welcome to the A&A show, ladies and gentlemen. We got the man, the myth, the absolute legend sitting to the right of me. It's probably to the left of you, Mr. Zaback here. And to the left over here, we got Justin Colby.
The real man, the myth.
The real, the man, the myth. I like that. Justin, welcome to the show, brother.
Guys, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being on.
Man.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
We're excited to jump in. This will be a really good one, guys. So definitely, if you have a pen and a paper out, take some freaking notes because there's going to be a lot of value bombs dropped in the next short period of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just real quick before we even dive into the show, and Justin, I'm excited about this one, dude. You know, this is our first time meeting. Austin said we were in the restroom together, taking a whiz, and he says, dude, this guy's a gangster.
Yeah.
One thing I realized here on this show is we've had a lot of wealth, health, and happiness.
We have
I mean, have you noticed that?
health, wealth, and happiness, baby. It's the three components.
The three components. So I'm excited to dive into this, man.
Yep.
What Austin and I kind of done in previous shows is we started with what's current, right? What's your current life look like right now? And then we've kind of him and I will peel back the layers like an onion, baby. So you're going to be sharing some things that, maybe you're not sure that you're going to share.
I can be totally vulnerable.
I like that.
We like
I like that. Just don't bring any emotions into it. No, I'm just joking with you guys. But kind of share with your life right now. What does that look like exactly? What is Justin Colby? Married, no kids, some kids. How many kids? How many businesses? Obviously, we talked about outside. You got 7 different businesses that you personally are an owner in. What does that look and feel like?
Which I didn't even know, by the way.
Yeah, that's kind of gangster.
I mean, I like you said, I only knew real estate.
Yeah.
I mean, I figured, right? Like, every great entrepreneur is dabbling and they're doing things.
That's right.
I see the videos, but real estate's what I knew you for.
Yeah.
So.
And I'll just address it right away. It's just like I'm always going to find the operator who can run that business.
Yeah.
And then I can contribute what I need to contribute. So a lot of times it's being able to be a people person, and sometimes it's just monetary.
Right.
And I see, like, one of my closest friends has been incredibly successful in the Amazon space.
Yeah.
And he's like, I want to do some branching off. I want to do this. And I said, okay, well, I'm in. Like, how can I have no idea how to do Amazon besides buy. Right?
Yeah.
And I said, how can I be involved?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's just stroking a check.
Right.
Yeah.
And we run it 50-50 and we make profits and the whole thing. And so
that's cool.
He's the operator. I know nothing.
But
I bring the value of the equity.
I love
right?
it.
Yeah.
And so I always look for different areas where I can do that. Like,
that's
for example, I'm a part owner in a title company. Well, what do I bring? Escrows, right?
Sure.
So I bring escrows, I bring transactions.
Yeah.
I
figure out where you can bring the value.
That's right.
Exactly.
I love it.
So I always look at that in every model I go into is where is there a win-win where I can bring a minimum 50% of the value. Sometimes it can be even like I'm bringing 80%, 90%.
Yeah.
That's fine because it's in an area I don't have time to navigate 100% of.
I love it. I love it. So for everybody watching, for everybody listening right now, Justin's super, super, super humble guy. We were talking a little while ago. Something to the effect of you've done 1,400 deals, done 400 fix and flips. I'm going to say it again, 1,400 real estate deals, okay? 400 of those being fix and flips, right? So going in, buying, fixing, and then reselling. And then obviously probably a lot more real estate. Then now you're saying you've got the title company, you've got the Amazon store, there's 4 others. Do you mind sharing what a couple of those are?
Yeah, well, so I have a partner like in the crypto space.
Okay.
It literally takes none of my time. Again, it's more of the component of
passive income, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And so that, I guess where I'll go with all of these is at the end of the day, you want to be able to create an opportunity to have a return without you having to put your money into it because it's all a lifestyle play, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not as extreme to say I want to be on vacation 30 days, every 90. But I want to be able to live a life I want to live on. For example, I'm going down to Cabo for 4 days to celebrate one of my closest friends' birthday.
Cool.
When are you doing that?
His wife, he's turning 50.
Yeah.
Just to age me a little.
Yeah.
I'm not 50, by the way. I'm not 50.
Yeah.
I'm
How old
38 years old.
You are 38.
Years
He's
old.
38.
I like it.
He's turning 50.
He's young and handsome.
And appreciate that. So his wife got like a 24,000 square foot home on the cliff in Cabo, straight out like Iron Man, right? Like it's literally hanging over the cliff.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yep.
So we leave Saturday, come back Tuesday.
What's the weather like out there right now? We were just talking about that.
75.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Gorgeous, right?
Gorgeous.
I'm not a hot weather dude, man.
Yeah.
I will start pouring sweat. It's just not a good look.
That's in Arizona,
but all of the things I'm involved in, the transactions I'm in, the businesses I'm in, I also don't have to be on paperwork to be the partner. I think everyone wants that ego boost and the entities I own, and I'm like,
right.
Why not just get rich?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, do I need that? Is that just an ego thing? Or can I actually go provide value and get a massive return?
Right.
Yeah.
And so I have like obviously the Science of Flipping is a company.
Sure.
This is a real company, right?
Yeah.
Which is, I think, number 5 if we're counting, right? That is an educational space. I teach people how to flip homes, wholesale homes, find multiple exit strategies, use the Burr method, buy it, rehab it, rent it, right? And so it's all educational based.
Right.
Now, some I own outright.
Yep.
The Amazon company I own outright, but I have a partner who operates the entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not always about owning the company. It's about having the right partner. And a lot of times that can just be a sweat equity move on someone's level.
Yeah.
The other time it could be cutting the check, right?
Yeah. I like that a lot. I love it, man. So currently crushing the game of life, right?
That's
you know, 38 years old, he's got multiple companies, multiple streams of income, has been around the block. He's gone through, you know, what a lot of you guys listening and watching haven't probably experienced, which would have been the crash, right? Back in, you know, what would that have been? 2007, 8, 9, I guess, you know, so he's been through that. Which I'm excited to kind of jump into that a little bit too, and how you navigated through that.
I'm glad you are.
Yeah, right.
That was painful.
Yeah, exactly. But hopefully somebody else can learn from that. You know, however it is that you did get through that.
Yeah.
You know, who knows, right? Right now we're on the longest bull run in the history of basically the world, right?
Yeah.
Crazy.
11 years. I think I was reading today, March of 2009 is technically when we started the bull run.
Yeah.
So now we're basically 11 years into this bull run, which is
crazy.
not heard of, right?
That's nuts.
So pretty crazy. So kind of going back in time a little bit here then. So let's go back, a decade?
Yeah.
Where were you at a decade ago? What were you doing? What did your life look like? What did you think you were going to do? You know what I mean?
So 2010, I was in the game. I was already, so the first year I did 2 deals, 6 deals, 20 deals. So by then I'm already doing 20 deals a year. So now I'm actually starting to see money, right? So when you get into the game.
And what kind of money are we talking about here? Just so we can be transparent.
I mean, a couple $100,000 a year.
Cool.
Yeah.
A couple $100,000 off.
So phenomenal money.
20 deals a year.
Yeah.
For sure.
Now I have
Great
a business partner, so it doesn't all go, but I still make
Sure.
good money.
Yeah, you're making good money.
Sure. 6 figs.
So that was 2010. I got started in 2007, right after I went completely belly up.
And what were you doing right before that? So let's take it back even a little bit further then. So 2007, you go belly up, right?
Totally.
Lose everything. What were you doing right before that?
I was a statistic, right? Meaning I was a statistic of the crash, right? And so I, you know, whether I played my cards right or wrong, I was that person that I literally lost my house to foreclosure. The repo man took my car, and there's a funny story behind that. I had a business partner in the flipping business. He also lost his house to foreclosure. And so we traded cars.
Got it.
He lived here in Arizona. I lived in California.
Got it.
Well, we didn't actually know it's a federal offense to do that, to cross state lines with cars. So when that got brought to light and they started knocking on my family's door, I was like, all right, you can have the car. You can have the car, right? Like, I'm not playing this game.
What kind of car did you give up?
Lexus.
Okay. And what were you doing then? So it's 2007 or maybe even 2005, 2006. What were you doing for work?
I was a realtor.
A realtor.
So I graduated UCLA in 2003. Again, you're welcome.
Yep.
And I went directly into sales. Door knocking, door to door for credit card processing, UPS, business services.
Okay.
And so selling their services to local businesses. Cool. So I've been in sales my entire life. I genuinely believe all business is nothing but marketing and conversion.
Right.
Everything I talk about is marketing conversion, which is sales.
Yeah.
That took me into starting a brokerage, which is still around today in Northern California. They are the brokerage that does the most volume in Marin County and Sonoma County. Still around.
What are they called?
W Real Estate.
W Real Estate. Okay.
W Real Estate.
Interesting. So you're a realtor, right? Just for the audience, for everybody listening, for everybody watching, what was like that thing? Why did, I mean, obviously the economy took a freaking massive dump, right? But why, in your opinion, did you go belly up? I mean, was there a mistake that you made that if you were to go back in time, you wouldn't have made it again? A thing that you did? You know?
I don't think I was earning it. So I went and bought a loan. So at the time they were giving 0 down loans, right? Like at 5% interest or something.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't making the money I needed to make to really sustain that. Now I could be, so that's what I bought it on the strength of my potential,
right?
Not on the strength of what I was actually making.
Sure.
Okay, got it.
Big young person mistake,
right?
Yeah.
And so I got there. I was able to make the first, call it, year of payments without actually earning enough to maintain the lifestyle.
Right.
But by then, a year and a half later, it's the economy's crushed.
Yeah.
I'm a realtor, so home sales are nothing, right? They're totally off. Yeah. I make no commissions. So part of it is I was betting on my potential versus actually what do I have and what can I afford?
Yeah.
Right? It'd be like buying a car right now, buying a $100,000 car. If you really can based around a commission you're going to get or
Right,
you're
right.
going to sell.
For sure.
For
Over-leveraged.
Sure. Yeah, over leveraged, right? Plain and simple.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of people are doing that, right? By the way, so you know, it's really cool to get guests on here like Justin that are open and willing to be transparent in the sense to help other people. That's the entire reason we do the show, right? We don't ask for anything at all.
Nope.
So
just to subscribe.
just to subscribe, man. You know, like, comment,
share,
tag
us on Instagram right
give
now.
us a 5-star rating. You know, but for real. So, you know, really cool to be able to get that story and to understand that, because I think there's a lot of people right now that are over leveraged.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
a lot of the
For
younger
sure.
people, right? Especially with YouTube and Instagram, everybody wants
easy, man.
They all want to keep up with the Kardashians
Yeah.
or whoever even they're trying to keep up with
for
these
sure.
days. I don't
For
know.
sure.
They're
Instagram
probably trying to keep up
followers.
with people like us, people
100%.
like everybody they're watching, right? Because they're just looking at the highlight reel,
Yeah,
right?
no doubt.
Yeah.
So you go belly up. Now it's 2009, 2010. Like we go back to where you were just had a minute ago. You're starting to make some money again, couple $100,000 a year.
Couple hundred G's.
Walk us through the next 5 years. I mean, what do we look like?
Fun, dude. It was full steam ahead, right? So I had a business partner, and we were buying from auction. It was all real estate based, right? So at the time, I didn't have these 7 companies.
Yep.
And so it was all buying, rehabbing, flipping. Big money was coming in. That creates a sense of confidence that can be very false.
Yep.
Right? False sense of confidence. You can start making some real good money, which means we can start to take on bigger challenges because
some more risks.
Yeah.
That's right.
For
well,
sure.
so in 2012, we decided to become developers.
Got it.
That's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
next move. Duh.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I can flip 96 homes at one time. I can develop 79.
Yep.
Totally the same thing.
Yeah.
Get out of my way. I'm rich, right?
Let's do it.
So that almost took us under.
Okay.
Because I went outside of my core competency.
Sure.
So if you've ever listened to Warren Buffett,
Yeah.
there is a video clip, and I forget where it was, but he talks about like I stay in this circle,
Sure.
the core competency, right? And so at the end of the day, every time I've ever gotten hurt is because I'm outside of my core competency.
Got it.
Yeah.
And that is flipping residential homes,
Yeah.
Sure.
direct to seller.
Yep.
I can crush it. When
Cool.
I
Yeah.
go into the $1
Self-awareness,
million
man.
Yeah, yeah,
market, and I go into this big luxury market and I try to flip something or add 1,000
Yeah.
square foot to some, I lose.
Yeah.
Right?
for
Yes,
sure.
I've won at times, and
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
gives me the confidence.
Yeah.
But then I take that next risk.
Yep.
It's almost like that win is almost
sure.
more detrimental
Yeah.
than
Than
good.
loss.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because you go make $250,000. Oh, let me do this one down in PV.
Yeah.
I'm gonna add 2,400 square feet.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I just lost 500. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
And so, at that point, everything was great going into 2012.
Yeah.
We go into a development project. We had a terrible business partner. And again, this is where I really realized partnerships is really what it's all about, right? And I love that you guys have this business partnership, but you can get into business with some terrible people.
Yeah.
And you need to be able to get into business with good people. And that's why I talk about
Yeah.
every company I own doesn't always have to have my name on title.
Right.
Like, for example, I have a fund.
Yep.
I'm actually on title on that fund.
Sure.
And there's several of us that own that fund. And the fund is to lend hard money to fix and flippers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What's my core competency?
Yep.
Fix and flipping.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
100%.
I'm in my core competency. I'm not going
Yeah.
outside and
Yeah.
doing some other business model.
some
And
of
so, but it also goes back to the partnership. So we found this partner in the development, terrible human.
Yep.
I'm not even going to mention names, just terrible human.
Sure.
He basically took advantage of our naivete. We didn't know what we didn't know. Started paying himself
You don't know
a
what you don't know.
$250,000
Yeah.
salary out of the money that I raised personally.
Yeah.
All the things that probably could go wrong to someone getting into a space that they don't belong.
For sure.
Went wrong.
Yep.
End up losing not only our monies but private lenders' monies. I mean, it was just ugly. My number one position lender had to take the property back. I actually think he probably did really well. He actually partnered with another builder, and
Got it.
he actually probably won.
They came out on top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lenders always come. Why do you think
Sure.
we started
Yeah,
the
for
fund?
sure.
Yeah,
We started
yeah.
the fund because at the end of the day, who always wins?
The bank, right?
Yeah.
The bank's
Yeah.
going to win.
Yeah.
Bank
for
always
sure.
wins.
Yeah,
For
for
sure.
sure.
And so that was really big. That was another learning lesson, which
Yeah.
ultimately led to me, starting this fund with several of my friends, some of which you know.
Yep.
And so, that almost took us under. And in a friend, the same friend that I give credit, Kent Clothier,
Yep.
which is turning 50, by the way. So if he gets to
Happy
watch this
birthday,
video-
Kent.
Happy birthday,
Yeah,
Ken.
Yeah.
I'm going to Cabo with him, but he came into town with me and my business partner and kind of gave us a wake up call. And here was the big learning lesson. This should go for anyone who's
Pen and paper.
Pen and
ladies
paper.
That's it. This is it.
Got it.
And
Highlight reel right here.
you're going to be shocked about how simple this is.
Yep.
What is the worst case scenario?
Oof. I like
So
that.
I am torn up. I'm 2012, so that is 7, 8 years ago. That's good math. for
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
So I'm 30 years old.
Okay.
I feel
30,
like
30.
I'm a man.
Yeah.
I made it. I've done really well.
Yeah.
And oh my God, this is about to financially bankrupt me and my business partner
Right.
and the company. And potentially I got to go get a job.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I'm freaking out.
Yeah.
And I don't call Kent, who is 12 years older than me, has a lot more business experience than me, because I'm prideful.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, I'm going to get through this. I'm going to put my head down. And so he gets on the phone with me, calls me. I'm like, hey, bro, yeah, the development's doing this, da-da-da. We're, some challenges. We're going to get through it. He calls my business partner. My business partner wears his emotions on his sleeve. Kent can obviously tell shit's not going right.
Yep.
He calls me right back, which is strange because he wouldn't do that.
Right.
He's like, hey, dude, bring in a couple boys. We're going to come downtown. We're going to sit down with you and Eddie. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I feel like shit's going sideways with the development, and I want to make sure you guys are going to be okay.
Yeah.
He didn't have to do that. He's just my guy. He's my buddy. But he has that much more experience.
Yeah.
They literally come to town, and the one thing he sat down that just changed everything is, what is the worst case scenario?
Yeah.
And I said, okay, well, we lose our money. We lose private lenders' money. We go out of business. And he's all right, well.
Then what?
Does your family still love you? Yeah. Do I still love you? Yeah. Do you still have friends? Yeah. Can you get back up on your feet and do this again? Yeah.
And if any of those answers are no, by the way, you're hanging out with the wrong people.
Right. And at the end of the day, it just put that realization, like, I have another really good friend, Brett, who basically always says, it's never as good or as bad in your head as it really is.
Yeah.
So those big wins when you're crushing, you're selling a bunch of ATMs or whatever, and you're it's never actually that good.
Yeah.
But in your head it is.
Yep.
Simultaneously, when things are going in the can, it's never actually that bad.
Right.
Yeah.
But in your head it's terrible.
Horrible, right?
And so if you just can separate yourself from those moments, the big wins, the big lows, and we'll all have them, just so we're clear, right? And we'll probably have them several times. Yeah. You don't become an entrepreneur if you're not willing to take the risks.
Right.
Right? You're not going to go to the plate if you're not swinging the bat.
That's right.
So that lesson was massive, to remove yourself from the big wins and the big losses and make sure you realize, like,
I like that a lot.
Does it really matter?
For sure.
I got two things to ask real quick before we jump into this.
Let's roll.
One, are you still business partners with Eddie?
Yes, I am.
Okay, cool. And two, the people that you lost their money, right, in that development project, because you did you not?
Absolutely.
For sure.
100%.
What did that look and feel like? I'm just curious. And how much money was, like, can you share that
in the six figures.
Okay, multiple six figures, and you just lost their money. Did you call them up and say, hey, man, I lost your money? Or?
Terribly difficult conversation, but you always, in my opinion, get ahead of it.
Okay.
When we started to see this coming, we started to say, hey, guys, this is not going to look good, right? It wasn't like it happened and then we called. It was like, this isn't going to look good.
It was already.
For sure. So you're transparent as you could be.
As I could be. Now, all of the other minutia within there and the paperwork and what their rights were, what they weren't rights, like that all washes out with lawyers and what's on the paperwork.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, here's another big lesson. I've also done a deal with friends that didn't have paperwork.
Got it.
And a deal doesn't go right.
Yep.
That's where the rubber meets the road, because now you're about to lose friendships.
Yeah.
The reality is they made an investment with no paperwork helping themselves out. Like, that can be tough.
Yeah.
So what I would tell the older me, or the younger me, I guess I should say,
the younger you,
put paperwork behind anything.
Yeah. That's right. Got it.
And make it legit. And the people that don't want to sign the paperwork, they probably have a reason why they don't want to sign the paperwork.
Yeah. 100%.
Right? Yeah. And so those conversations are not easy, but you have to get in front of those conversations.
For sure.
And you have to understand the position that they're in and do your very best to say, how do we both walk away from this?
I like
right?
that.
What's the worst thing that could happen?
I like it a lot.
I like that. Now let's dive and jump into this whole business relationships.
I like it.
You know what I mean? Because I'm curious now. I mean, you got 7 different partners, it sounds like.
No,
if not more.
More.
If
like
not
the
more.
The fund has 6 people in it. 6
got
partners.
it. Yeah.
Okay. And so, I want to dive into that.
Yeah.
I mean, if I wasn't in business with just this cat, I probably wouldn't be in business.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think this is the only cat that I can be in business with. You know what I mean? So I'm curious about that. One, how do you even find your partners?
Okay.
Have you had partnership? I mean, you've had partnerships go south.
Of course.
What do you look for? What don't you look for? What has worked? What hasn't worked? And then how the heck do you have 5 other partners or 6 other partners in another company that still is successful?
So this is a great question, and I think I'm not an advocate of business partnerships, as a matter of fact.
Interesting.
Okay.
Though I'm telling you,
Yeah.
The reason why I'm not typically an advocate is because people will take my advice or your advice wrong. So I will tell people,
Got it.
you are getting into this partnership because you're either lazy or lazy.
Yeah.
Because the reality is you're usually partnering with someone.
Yeah.
Well, it's lazy or broke, right?
Right,
Meaning,
Yeah.
this said partner has the money, so I'm going to create a partnership.
Yeah.
Why don't you just take a loan from said person?
Right.
For sure. Yeah.
Why wouldn't I just say, hey, Austin, can I get a loan?
Yeah.
You have money.
Yeah.
Okay. Or I don't want to do the work because it's spreadsheets and it's accounting and it's blah and I hate it. I'll partner with you because you have a MBA and whatever, right?
Yeah.
Well, now you're creating a partnership out of not
It's almost desperation.
Right, because you could hire that same person for 50 grand a year
for
or
sure.
a VA or whatever the task is.
Yeah.
But the last part is you want to be a part of a tribe.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is very difficult to walk alone, right?
For sure.
And entrepreneurs go out there and they want to get things started, but man, I don't want to do this alone.
Right.
So they create a partnership.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you go to your friend, whoever it may be that you're going to create this partnership with,
Right.
and say, hey, I want to give you a percentage of everything that comes in.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get you rich because I have this vision and we're going to sell this many ATMs and blah, 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 right?
Yep.
But I'm just going to give you a percentage like a sales guy.
Yeah.
Why does it have to be a partnership?
Yeah,
I just
like
don't
that.
understand that.
Interesting.
So I'm just telling you, I have all these partners.
Yeah.
Well, the reality is some partnerships, I actually have a partner on paper, like a legit LLC.
Corporate commission.
Some I don't.
Yeah.
Yep.
Some is a handshake.
Some is a handshake, but it's also like whatever value I'm providing, I'm in theory getting a commission.
Yeah.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Or giving a commission. Like I told you, the Amazon company.
Yeah.
It's me.
Right,
I'm on
right,
the
yeah,
LLC paperwork.
yeah.
So in theory, I'm basically just paying my partner a commission.
Yeah.
For sure.
For sure.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Simple.
Do I
Yeah.
still call him a partner 100%?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So again, usually those roles are hireable.
Uh-huh.
In the Amazon, I'm just using this because it's extreme. It's outside of real estate, which is a lot what people know me for. But like, I had no competency in Amazon, none.
Yeah.
Besides buying.
Yeah.
Yep.
He brought 100% of everything.
Yeah.
I stroke a check.
Yep.
Right? To me, that's a win-win all the
Real
way
simple.
around.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Real simple.
You know, I have 6 partners in the fund.
Yeah.
Well, we all provide value in raising the capital for the fund.
Yeah.
But we don't have to engage with each other necessarily.
Got it.
We all do. We all high five and,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of engagement, meaning we don't have to interact. We don't have to challenge each other. I'm not opposed
Right.
to this. I'm not. And then there's people employed by the fund that underwrite every deal, but they're employees. They're not partners.
Right.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
in the fund, very specifically, it's just about the partnership of everyone's. We're better together and can raise more together
Yeah.
than me alone.
Yeah.
For sure.
So
I got a saying.
Yeah.
You can go fast alone, but you can go far together.
Yeah, I like
That's right.
that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
and so it's up to again. I just went to you need to have good paperwork. You know, solidified.
Yeah.
But even that. So for example, if, let's say I said, hey guys, I want to do a partnership with you guys.
Yeah.
It might be my LLC or yours.
Yeah.
But the partnership agreement is just an agreement.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know, Austin and Austin are going
Yeah.
to pay Justin Colby 50% of all revenue that comes through said LLC.
Right. It's like a commission, like you said.
Like I said.
Yeah.
But would I consider you guys partners? 100%.
100%. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You just
Yeah.
got to have some pretty solid expectations, I would imagine. Then.
I would. I mean, again, depending upon what side you're on, right? So I have expectations out of my Amazon partner. He's
Right.
running the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
Like, hey, dude, we're not making any.
Yeah. For sure.
I can't help. I have
Yeah,
no
yeah.
way to help him. I have no knowledge in the space, right?
Yeah.
Or vice versa. If I'm running it, you guys are like, hey guys,
Yeah.
I want the Science of Flipping coaching program to explode. Justin, I'm going to shove everyone into this program, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And that's your partnership side.
Yeah.
And now I have to be able to convert them and fulfill
Yeah.
them.
Exactly.
Well, you're going to expect me to crush it,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like I got to
100%.
deliver. I
Yep.
got to give them
Yep.
tactical, real tools to win.
Yeah.
We have to have great testimonials.
Yep.
Your name has to have a great reputation.
Yep.
Like I need to crush it.
Yep.
Right. I love it. So, okay, cool. So a lot of value in partnerships, right? What to do, how to do it, you know, just different ideas, different things to consider.
A&A
The
show.
different perspective, right? Which is what we get a lot on the A&A show, right? So going back to your story a little bit really quick, it's 2015, 16.
Yeah.
Like now, the last couple of years, is it more, because now on the real estate side of things specifically, right? You're not a realtor anymore, so you stopped doing that, but you were still wholesaling, flipping, I would imagine, and now you've got the online stuff, which isn't I think you were saying, it's not something you do a ton of, but it is something that you do, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what does that look and feel like, I guess?
So interesting, because while we were going through the development, what was keeping the lights on and kept us even in it for so long is because we were so good still at fix and flipping and wholesaling homes.
Got it.
We would literally make all this money and just throw it into this development because we got to keep
Right.
it alive. We got to win. We're not going to fail.
Yeah.
Looking back, it's like, dude, you cut your losses.
Right.
For sure.
So basically,
And why did that go south? Just out of curiosity.
Primarily the partner.
Okay.
The partner basically would say what needed to be said without us having a firm understanding of what was needed to be done.
Sure.
Right? And then the next part is our money. We raised capital that was expensive capital. Most real builders, not people that are like, I'm going to
Yeah, for sure.
They raise good money,
Yeah,
right?
sure. Good
Cheap enough
expectations.
money
Yeah,
that they can afford, that stretches over time, right? So we would build, I think, 11 units at a time.
Yeah.
Well, that would take 90 days.
Right.
There's no sales. There's no, right? Like,
Yep.
And then you got to start phase 2.
Yeah.
Well, and you're trying to sell, and then the escrows take 45 days, and dude, it was
You can't do it, right?
You got to do it right.
Yeah.
I had the resources to raise money, but it was expensive money.
Yeah.
Not great. Right?
Got it.
Yeah.
So that's ultimately between the guy and how we raised our capital.
Yeah.
We didn't have the bandwidth to stay in the deal.
Yeah. I got a random question for you.
Yeah.
In terms of raising money, what is obviously there's a million moving pieces, but raising money is always interesting to me. Like creating a fund. We've looked into it a little bit as it pertains to like syndicating some of these bigger deals and stuff. What is like your go-to okay, for example, you look at like guys like Grant Cardone, right?
Sure.
I would say a lot of his money's raised because he's massive on social media, right?
Massive.
But if you're not massive on social media, for somebody listening or even just for us, where do you just pick up the phone and call people? Do you how does a guy raise money?
Well, I think if you don't have the fund, right? Because the fund keeps everything legal. Because what you don't want to do is start selling securities.
Right.
That's everyone's big risk, right? You don't want to go out there and say, hey, I have this opportunity, and then there's a lot to this, but then you got to resell that security and make money to make it a SEC fraudulent thing.
Right.
And so for me in the real estate space, I was just sold an opportunity. Hey, I'm going to buy this home. I'm going to buy it at this. I'm going to remodel it for this. I'm going to exit at this.
Yep.
I'm looking for a partner in the deal that can bring some money.
Right.
Are you interested in being that partner?
Yep.
Right? And they would be my partner. They just are the equity of that partnership. I'm doing the rest of it.
Sure.
Yeah.
So that's how I always raised money. Okay. But it always was based around I have a deal or a vision. Do you believe in it? Yep. And then make sure you can paint that picture, right? So I've also had, before I had any money to market, for direct to seller marketing, PPC, direct mail, I would actually go out and raise money for a business partnership for that marketing money.
Got it.
Yeah.
So I had to paint this picture. If we spend this, we should be able to get this many leads, which means we can get this many deals.
Right.
If we get this many deals, we can make this much money. If we make this much money, you make this.
Right.
I like
for
that.
sure. I like it a lot. And I have one more question. So, okay, I like the raising money deal. So basically, get a fund is the number one thing. You don't want to not have the fund. You got to do it right. It's got to be legal, right?
A fund keeps everything legal, keeps it cheaper.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. And it gives you flexibility.
Sure.
I think it can give you further flexibility, bigger growth, faster. You can onesie twosie it. For example, you could become a hard money lender, but using your own capital, how many deals can you lend on?
Okay,
yeah.
5 at a time, and then you got to wait, sell.
For sure.
Well, if you can go get a fund put together, could you do 50 at a time?
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
So you just go further faster with the fund, and it's cheaper because you're basically it's leverage.
Yeah,
right?
leverage.
That's all you're doing.
OPM.
Now on the fund.
Yeah.
And we'll jump into that too, because I'm curious. Do you have more people go into it at a larger number, or less people go into it with less money, but it's still the same capital? Does that kind of make sense?
Depends how you structure your fund, right? So if they are just getting a a preferred rate of return, it doesn't matter. Obviously you want less.
You could have one guy be the fund.
Yeah,
because it doesn't matter, right? Yeah. So if you have a $5 million fund, $25 million fund, someone comes in and says, strokes the check.
Yeah.
All they're getting is the preferred interest rate that they're getting.
Sure.
There's no upside. There's no voting rights, etc. It's like you are just a lender.
Yeah.
Yep.
The difference is if you do have something for example, I also started very recently, I helped start an iBuyer company.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't know, we didn't talk about that.
No, we didn't. Yeah.
I spent the better part of 2019 starting and developing and building an iBuyer.
Interesting.
A $50 million buying monster.
Yeah.
well, you don't want to give them too much. You
Right.
don't want an investor to have too much. So they literally, by the time I left, they were on a $50 million raise. And there was one individual, he's a billionaire, that was willing to potentially cut the check for the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Yep.
Now, I wasn't involved in that negotiation, but I was within the executive team that discussed it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want an investor like that because now they have such high voting rights and they can manipulate the entire company.
Yep.
Yeah.
You want to diversify that more.
Right.
Right? Because you give them too many options, you give them too much ownership.
So it just depends then. It depends.
So it depends on how you raise that fund. There's multiple different types of funds. Even just advice for you two.
Yeah.
Look into the funds and what you're trying to do with it.
Yeah.
Because not every fund, like a hard money fund, may or may not be what you guys are looking to do, right? And so I would definitely
look into that.
look into that.
Are funds primarily for real estate? Have you ever seen are there funds for other types of industries too? Or is it mostly
Of course. Yeah, for everything.
Are you familiar with that world at all? Probably more just real estate, right?
Yeah.
What you know.
I stick
the
around
bread and
real
butter.
estate.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty knowledgeable about the syndication and all that kind of like the Grant Cardone models.
Yeah.
I'm really informed about our model, which is more of just hard money flippers,
Right?
Yeah.
Because it's my core competency.
Yeah.
And that was one big takeaway. At my age, after all the things I've done, and again, I've done a lot. And by the way, just so we're all clear, I've won a lot. I've lost a lot, right? If you don't go out there, if you're not willing to put it on the line, if you're not willing to swing the bat, you're never hitting the home run.
Right.
I've always had that mentality.
That's right.
But the big takeaway from that is do that in your core competency.
Right.
Right? Yeah. Like I mentioned, just for the real estate space,
Yeah.
the development play for 79 townhomes, what was I doing? Why didn't I call people to wake me up? I thought I was too good.
Yeah.
You were
$1 million flip. Literally, to this very day, I'm dealing with it because it's gone so south.
Yeah.
And I bought this back in 2017.
Right.
2020.
Right. So let me ask you a question then. So where do you draw the line in the sand for people listening, people watching, for us? Between, because if you. Let's just say, just it's theoretical, right?
Yeah.
You're a little kid, you're growing up, you don't know anything about anything, right? So at some point, you've got to get outside, like you've got to learn, you've got to get into new circles where do you draw the line in the sand of okay, here's what I know, and I'm gonna only do this, or I'm gonna like kind of take a step out and learn new stuff. What would enable you to feel comfortable doing new things? Is it getting a partner that knows that specific, kind of like what we were talking about?
I think, like anything, you got to get the experience under your belt, right? And so doing. Like
action.
You can listen to my podcast, The Science of Flipping. You can watch my YouTube videos. You can watch your YouTube videos, and you can learn on the surface. But if you don't go take action and do, you don't make that real learning curve and actually make momentum in whether you want to do it or not.
Yeah,
a lot of people want to make more money. They want to do whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But then going out and doing it, they might say, oh, fuck, this is real work.
Yeah.
Like, I have to do this. I have to sell 7-Eleven on taking my ATM, right? I don't want to call every fucking 7-Eleven.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, then don't get in the business because that is what it's going to take.
Go get 9 to 5.
Yeah.
That's right.
Do something. And there's nothing wrong with that. You just got to pick.
That's right.
Right.
Choose your heart, right?
That's right. And so at the end of the day, I think it's a matter of stick to what you're really good at. Right. I will tell you my superhuman power. Is people.
Yeah.
I am great with people.
Yeah.
So I always need to be in either a teaching, educating space because I can communicate really well, especially in my core competency, or in a sales space. I have to be. That is where I win. You put me outside of that and you put me in an operational role.
App developer. You're not an app developer is what you're saying.
No.
I love it.
But even I'm not a builder out of businesses.
Right.
I can build out a business, but to actually tactically do it, I need someone else. I can envision it. I can whiteboard it. I can show you what needs to happen. Who the hell is going to execute?
Yeah, it's the implementation of it, right?
Implementation.
Because that's where the rubber meets the road, and it's the nitty gritty. It's okay, that looks great on paper,
for sure.
But
numbers look good.
Who in the world?
It's the Steve Jobs, right? You think Steve Jobs could have built Apple if it was just no? He had. But that's the difference between board member, CEO, executive team. There's layers to that. Because Steve Jobs, though he gets all the credit and he absolutely
was just a
deserves
visionary.
it.
For sure.
He can't do that. He can't build Apple into what it is. He may have had. You guys read his book, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So he had this vision of what he wanted Apple stores to look like.
But
it was his vision.
Right.
It's
a vision.
Someone had to go get that shit done. Right.
Exactly.
The visionary's got to be able to articulate the vision to the team.
That's it.
Right?
That's it.
Yeah.
Because if you can't articulate it as a visionary, then nobody's ever going to be able to help you implement it.
That's right.
I agree. And so But this is the stuff that like this is entrepreneurship, right? Like I started a podcast called Entrepreneur DNA, and I interviewed some pretty big powerhouses, a couple billionaires, like people that are really winning, right?
Gangsta.
But I realized like it would take me out of the real estate space.
Yeah.
So, but this is the shit I love talking about because at the end of the day, these are the lessons I've learned.
Yeah.
Sure.
And it doesn't matter if you're talking about ATMs, real estate, and I know you guys are still wholesaling and flipping deals, or if you're talking about having a hair salon.
Yeah.
My wife has a spray tanning company, right? And she enjoys it, and she tans a bunch of ASU gals and a little bit older, just graduated. Yeah. But she hasn't really gravitated to really making it a big business because when you do, it's consuming.
For sure.
You have to want to be consumed by it. And it's marketing and it's sales and it's rejection, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
This business at any type of level of success is rejection. And you need to withstand the rejection over and over and over again.
Right.
A lot of people don't.
Yeah, for sure. I love it. I love it, man.
Cool, man.
What questions you got, Lewis?
Well,
for the man, the myth.
Let's jump into the personal side really quick.
Let's do it.
Because I'm kind of curious about
like
that. I mean, you said you had a wife. Do you have kids?
No kids. I'm newly married.
Okay.
Newly married.
Congratulations.
This thing is
Yeah,
1
congrats.
month old
Brand new married.
in 3 days.
In 3 days.
For sure. Well,
There you go.
congratulations.
Well, congratulations, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
How long you been with that woman?
Just under 2 years.
Okay.
Just under 2 years.
Like,
Sure.
so what would it be? 22 months.
For sure. Where'd you meet her?
Miami.
Miami.
What were you
She
doing?
is a Cuban chick.
There you go. Yeah. We're at Miami.
A place called Kiki's on the River.
Okay.
Kiki's on the river.
Probably the hottest Sunday fun day club there is.
Yeah.
There you go.
And
I don't know.
so this
it
is
sounds familiar.
well.
Kiki's on the
Let's
River.
put it. Let me tell you this story. I'll give you the story.
Yeah. Okay.
I fly in for business. I have a mastermind
It's
member,
always
so
business.
I run a
Just remember, it's always business.
always
Yeah,
business,
always,
boys.
always.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Why are you going to Vegas? Business.
Business.
Yeah, business.
That's right.
ATMs.
Business.
Yes,
Yeah.
business.
Guess
Yes.
where people take a lot of money out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cabo business.
Yeah.
That's it. So I go, we have a mastermind member. I run a mastermind called the Boardroom. And it's all about real estate. So he has an operation that works the MLS. And I'm like, let me see what the hell you're doing.
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
up?
Fly out there, land on Sunday. He says, hey, let's grab cocktails. I
Yeah.
said, sure.
For sure. Cocktails.
He was like, I'm going to take you to this really hot
100%.
spot.
Yeah.
I don't know what, I'm like,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
we walk up
You're
to
about
the
to do
door.
Docky.
It is quite literally Rolls Royces, Lamborghinis
that's
everywhere.
right.
And I'm
Welcome
like,
to
where
Miami.
are we, bro?
Yeah.
We go to the door. He was like, hey, can we get a table?
Yeah.
The guy says, $3,000 non-refundable right now.
Yeah, done deal.
Sounds
Not
about right.
even go,
No.
not say
Yeah.
minimum.
Check it
Yeah.
out.
Non-refundable. By the
Yeah,
way,
yeah,
that
for
doesn't
sure.
mean minimum.
Yeah.
Right.
That
Yeah,
means
it's
you already
non-
spent it.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure. It's gone.
Yeah. It's like non-refundable earnest money for those of you.
So
real
we
estate
had to
guys out there.
take out, I pulled out my American Express Platinum
Yeah,
right
sure
then and
you
there.
did.
Not even inside.
Yeah.
Outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Couldn't even look at it.
Yeah.
Punks
Sight
in line.
unseen.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
the
for
auction.
sure.
Totally. Chumps in line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Just let in like
Yeah.
Dwayne Wade just walked in. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Here you
Yep.
go.
Now they did give us a really awesome table right on the water. It's
That's
Kiki's on the River, is right on the
So it's
river that's
on-
connected
Okay, cool.
to the bay of Miami Bay,
Miami.
right? Where all the
There we go. Yeah.
This is the same place that quite literally LeBron, Miami.
Yeah.
That's the
everyone goes.
level of
Yeah,
where people
yeah.
go.
Yeah, for
It is
sure.
a restaurant bar club.
Yeah,
Yep.
for sure.
Place goes off.
Yeah.
Hands down the poorest
Miami.
person there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
hands down the poorest person in that
Yeah,
place.
yeah,
For sure.
As a male, at least.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's how
all
I feel going anywhere.
yeah.
Yeah.
Looking at the diamond crusted
Yeah.
wash. I'm poor.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, all the girls have a certain look.
Right.
And I was just like, ugh. I have a.
Same old.
Right.
I was over it, right?
Yeah,
I'm
for
hanging
sure.
with my buddies,
Yeah.
colleagues, having a great time.
Yeah.
It starts pouring. We're outside. They
Yeah.
move us inside.
Yeah.
So while we're at this table, all the girls have a certain look,
Yeah.
and I'm just like,
Yeah.
whatever, I get it.
Whatever.
Right.
My wife
Yep.
walks through the front door, and I point at her and I say, I want to talk to her.
Yeah.
She doesn't see me do this.
Sure.
I do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And because they move us inside, now I have my opportunity because she's inside.
Yeah.
She's dancing with her friends. She has 2 girlfriends there. There's this stupid big ice luge. Some chick's taking a shot out of it. And I'm like, what is going on? She's
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I go over to her and just start conversation.
Yeah.
And 2 years later, we're
I love
married.
it.
That's crazy.
Bring her up on the table. You're like, hey, free drinks, right?
There's I don't know where this is all going, but
Right,
there's
right,
a very
right.
good.
Yeah, for sure.
That night kept going.
Yeah.
Sure.
We had a good time that night.
Yeah.
And,
Yes, he did.
She went home, just to be
Yeah.
very clear.
Yeah.
Nothing happened.
Good guy here.
Not night
Uh,
one.
But we talked every day thereafter.
I love
to the
it.
point,
Yeah.
every day.
And did she live in Miami?
Yeah, she lived
She
in
did.
Miami.
Okay. And you lived here.
That's
You lived
what
here.
happened. And so
For
like
sure.
we literally started FaceTime each
Yeah.
other every single day.
Uh-huh.
And right place, right time in
Right.
right time in me, right? So I was single. I was kind of, and Austin may kind of know this, like I've been the single kind of playboy in the space of real estate
life.
investing, trading.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Everyone else is married. Everyone else has kids. And then there's Colby, who's like, I'm the fun young one, right? In the club, popping bottles.
Yeah.
And so, but I knew I wanted something more and just the right timing, right? Like you have to be in a place to want it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it will come to you.
Yeah,
But
for
if
sure.
you're more interested in popping bottles, by the way, which is fine because I did it for the better part of 10 years. Then be in that space.
Sure.
Just own it.
Own it.
Own that part.
Right.
Right.
I like that a lot, actually.
This is who I am. I'm going to own that.
Yeah.
And when the time comes that you want more, put yourself in a position to get more. Now, yes,
more,
I found my wife at a club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also was in a place, like literally I've done spiritual work with myself. I've done energy work with myself. I've gone to therapy.
Yeah.
I've done a lot in myself to get me to that place.
Yep.
So I'd say if you ever want something, put yourself in a position to get it or find it.
Yeah.
Conversely, don't put yourself in a position or a place to not get that.
Interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
So you got to put yourself in a
Attract
position
it, right?
Yeah.
Right. And so,
for sure.
you know, if you want to get married, but you're in the club every single weekend,
Yeah, it's probably not going to happen.
Not gonna happen.
Right.
Right. Same thing with if you want to make $1 million and you're not Drake and you're in the club every single weekend, you're probably it's not going to happen, right?
It ain't gonna happen.
You know, so spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally, relationally.
you got to get there. And that's a big part. I mean, it really is everything. I mean, there's a lot of quotes and you can see it everywhere on social media, but like if your mind's not right, you'll lose everything.
For sure.
Yeah.
Business, personal, relationships, like you need to be in that space.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's I just saw this incredible photo with this couple that kind of does like 9 items of why they are still married after 18 years.
Yeah.
And I'll butcher it because I don't remember it word for word, but a lot of it was more of that mental / spiritual ability on why they're successful. It's the same thing that goes into business.
Yeah.
It's
all in the mind.
It's the same, right?
Yeah.
There's no business or personal.
Yeah.
It is the fucking same.
Yeah.
Your company, what you two do, you're married to it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You're married to each other.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
way more than
So
I'll
you
ever.
need to, you need to be able
be
to
with a woman. I mean, let me tell you. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I know you're joking, but you're not joking.
Yeah, no, not at all. They say that though. They talk about that, right?
Yeah.
They say, hey, look,
Yeah.
a business
partner.
relationship, an actual partner where you're on paper, right? Like you're, you know, it's like a marriage.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Or
in your business,
right.
Yeah.
is like your wife or your child.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more child than wife,
Child,
right?
probably,
Like you're
yeah.
like, I need to take care of this. I need to treat it right. Back to like,
Yeah.
if you're in the club
Yeah.
every weekend,
Takes
are
a
your
long time.
Mondays really? Are you really crushing Mondays?
Probably not, right?
You're gonna send some meme out.
Yeah, for sure.
Mondays are for hustlers, bro.
Yeah. You're hungover.
While you're hungover, got
10
in it.
a.m.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, I've been there, done that.
Yeah,
though.
we've
I
been
ain't
there, done
gonna
that.
Bro,
Yeah,
I'm
probably do
saying
it again
because
Yeah,
I've
for
done
sure.
it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like
You know what I mean?
for the better part of a decade.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Yeah.
So I get it, but that's why like you start to see your rewards down the road.
Yeah.
Everyone, and I'm kind of going down a different path here, but everyone wants. It's a microwave society,
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
Right.
Yeah,
Everyone
done in
wants
60
results
seconds.
now.
Yeah,
for
They want their wife now. They want $1 million now. They want, but to be able to withstand that and to actually grow to that is what people aren't willing to do.
Right.
That's right.
And put forth the work.
And that's
effort.
social media, right?
Yeah.
For the right or for the wrong. Social media is good, and in some cases it's
Pluses
not so
and
good. It's
minuses.
not so good because people don't want to do the journey.
Totally.
People are over the journey, but it's like, wait a minute, you missed the whole thing's a journey.
It's about progress.
Right.
Right.
So I just want to completely transition here because I've been thinking about it since we hit, and then we can obviously wrap this thing up.
Yeah.
But I was just curious. We were talking out there. You said you had a name Amex. Okay. Now, obviously, what's your history with Amex? But anyways, moving on. You had 40 grand in credit card debt.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Totally. And maybe
Yeah.
more. I mean, I think that was
Okay.
my memory.
Way
for
back
sure.
in the
It
day.
probably could have been more.
Yep.
And what did that look and feel like? Did you have a feeling when you were 40 grand in
No,
credit
I mean,
card
because
debt?
I was
Did
making
you think
enough
about
money
it every
to pay
day?
it off.
Okay.
Right. So
okay,
I was
you were
a
making enough
realtor.
money.
Yeah.
Again, I got into the real estate space in 2005, 2006.
Okay.
Things were good.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like an order taker.
Right.
I'd sit in a new home. 50 people would say, "Here's what
Yeah.
I'd offer here," and I'd say, "Who's the high winner?"
Yeah.
Yep.
3%
for sure.
commission.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So I didn't build the talent, didn't build the skill, didn't know how to be a realtor.
Yeah.
I literally would take orders, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
So at some level, I could pay it all off. Well, then the market starts to do that change.
Yep.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, another great lesson, like don't over leverage yourself.
Yeah, don't over leverage.
Like it's all nonsense.
Yeah,
if it all is boiled down as nonsense.
Sure.
Yeah.
Your real friends are going to be your real friends regardless.
Yeah.
And so, I was young and dumb at that point.
Yeah.
And so, I didn't have a feeling until it was already too late, right? Because I was able to pay it off, and because the economy just blew up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, then I was like, well, now I'm fucked.
Right.
Yeah.
There was no feeling. It wasn't like, oh, I can't really afford this.
Yeah,
it was like, I can afford it.
Yeah.
I can't afford it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
So I didn't have that. I didn't have that feeling.
For sure.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, how much of all that stuff, like, is why you are the way you are today? Like, how much of the failures? I think everybody looks at failures, right? And they're like, man, I don't want to fail. I don't want to fail. I don't want to fail. But you're so open and transparent, right? Which our other guests have been as well.
Yep.
In your failures, and it seems to me, and I just want the audience to hear that those are the reason that you're where you're at. It wasn't like you get rid of the failures, you get rid of Justin Colby sitting right there.
That's right.
For sure.
Is that right?
Couldn't be more right. And
Okay.
I'll tell you, and I'll bring it up in a past, right? So you are what your parents made you to some extent, right?
Okay.
Their belief system, their culture, their whatever. Well, so I had a very difficult childhood. My mother, my father, and stepfather were all alcoholics. So I definitely came from that place of like, I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
Right.
And that shaped me for the majority of my life. Even today, I find myself always people pleasing.
Interesting.
Because I want them to be happy so that
Right.
they can still like or love me or whatever.
Yeah.
And that stems from my childhood.
Yeah.
Same thing will be, and by the way, it took a lot of therapy and a lot of money for me to understand that and even come out and
even
tell
get there.
YouTube and you get
Yeah.
But in business, a lot of who I am today in my business model, there are people that are in my space that teach and educate real estate.
Yeah.
Grow big, scale your business, get massive, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I'm now, based around all of my learnings, my successes, and my losses,
Yeah.
stay small, keep it all.
Yeah.
I don't mean do all the work and don't hire anyone. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
don't over leverage.
Right.
Don't take your P&L, which, by the way, most people don't know even what a P&L is.
Profit and loss.
Like, if you don't look at your P&L every month, you will lose, period.
Yeah, for sure.
If your COGS and your expenses outweigh the margin that you're putting in your pocket, you will lose.
Yeah.
People just don't
It's
fundamentally
just a matter
get
of
that.
time.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
It may not be today, it may not be this month, this year.
Yeah.
Just a matter of time.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you don't have $250,000 going into your pocket, do not hire.
Yeah.
Right.
Do the work.
Yeah.
Because why else would you be in business, own a business, if you can't make at least
Right.
a $250,000? Otherwise, to your point earlier, go get a job.
What are you doing?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, what are you doing it for?
Right.
Why take on the stress?
Yeah.
Dude, being an entrepreneur is not easy.
Yeah.
No.
It is way more difficult than being an employee. It is
Oh,
all on
yeah.
your shoulders.
Yeah. The whole thing.
So if you can't put a quarter in your pocket, then don't hire until you can.
Yeah.
I love it.
Then you can start to expand and you grow. And then you do that small and you do it slow and you hire right components because everyone wants to be the new Grant Cardone. Like
Yeah,
for
Grant
sure.
and Gary Vee.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've spent a lot of personal time with both of them.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's tough for me now based around your question is
Yeah,
because
yeah.
all the experiences I've gone through,
Yeah.
there's anomalies.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gary Vee and Grant Cardone can be
Yeah.
an anomaly.
Sure.
And that's
For sure.
okay. I'm
sure.
okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I know where my strength resides, and I know where my profit margin can be.
Yeah.
Right. And by the way, Grant's 60
One or two. Yeah. He's old.
been in business way longer than I have.
Yeah.
Right. So I can aspire to be that.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Gary Vee has just leveraged the shit.
I don't even
out
think
of-
Grant. I mean, like at 38, Grant wasn't like, you know what I mean? Like you could, like
I don't know if he was anybody. I
No.
think he was selling
Grant started making money when he was like
car-
55.
he talks about that. I mean, he was making money, but at 55 or something like at 50, he talks about look at 50, he was spinning his wheels.
Yeah.
Right at 50.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's 12 years from now.
Yeah.
For you.
So I just think for me it shapes everything
Got
I
it.
do now. And to the point, like we had a conversation before this and I'm like, dude, how do we do more like the vibe you guys have, the young, the hunger, the entrepreneurship, you guys have multiple businesses running.
Yeah.
I love that. That fires me up. That keeps my engine going. So I want to surround myself with people like that. Right. And so for me now it's all about the people. Like
I like that a lot.
As much as I want to tell everyone like I want to just get rich and let's make a bunch of money. I'm like also like why not just enjoy this ride because it's a
Live a
short
little.
one.
Live
I think Gary Vee has done a very good job being able to say be patient, you have a long time. Simultaneously. life is fucking
Live a
short.
little.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's a lot of that. Like, I'd rather enjoy doing this and coming in here and maybe doing a recording every week with you, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Because I want to enjoy what I'm doing while I'm doing it.
For sure.
For sure. I love that. And real quick, just on that, and then we'll wrap it up. I know we're getting a little bit low on time. And the only reason I want to ask you is because you were so open about it. And I think a lot of people listening, watching, have struggled with this. And that is like some of the, 9 times out of 10, from what in my opinion, right? When you look at an entrepreneur, somehow, shape, or form, they grew up, their upbringing wasn't that great. There was a lot of trauma. Like, it just seems that ends up being the case the majority of the time, for whatever reason. So what have you done to overcome? And for everybody, it's different, right? For you, it's I ended up through that. I ended up being a people pleaser. For other people, it's they have anxiety, they have depression. Whatever these like quote unquote like mental health conditions are.
Yeah. Sure.
What have you done to overcome some of those self-limiting beliefs that were placed on you, quite literally, or ingrained in you growing up?
Yeah.
So like my friends are like family to me.
Okay.
And that really was able to take me out of the not great situation I was in, right? And so like literally I just got married and there was one of the guys that gave one of my speeches I met in kindergarten.
That's crazy.
I'm 38.
Yeah.
He has
a long
been
time.
that close to me for that long.
That's nuts.
So I keep friends really close. And what I've also realized, I'm like a sponge. So when I graduated high school, I wanted to go to UCLA. I was not a great student, right? I was more of an athlete. I played all the sports, blah. So I went to a junior college. Well, the individuals I went to the junior college with were really smart, meaning my friends. So me and my couple friends went and got a spot together. Well, one specifically, his girlfriend was at UCLA.
Got it.
He wanted to get to UCLA, so he was busting his hump to get to UCLA. Well, he was really smart, like for sure, smarter than me. And I watched what he was doing. I started emulating it. And I started just being a sponge to see where he got.
Yeah.
So whatever his GPA became, it was like a 4.2. Mine became a 3.8.
Yeah.
We both got into UCLA.
Yeah.
But I'm able to become a sponge around the things that I want. And I can adapt to that. And it goes back to the adapting.
Yeah.
Like, yes, you can have a plan. Yes, you can have a script. Yes, you can. But you also need to be able to adapt.
Yeah, I like that.
And in those situations, I've always been a chameleon.
Yeah.
It has worked in my benefit. It's also worked in my detriment, right? Because I can be in a chameleon. You can literally put me in any room with anybody, and I'll have a great time. People will love me.
Yeah.
But is that my true authentic self?
Sure.
Probably not.
Probably
right?
not, right?
But I've been able to do that, and then I can take the good and I can wash out. I can sift through the bad.
So true time. Yeah, I like that a lot.
I like that. What do you do for fun, just out of curiosity?
Yeah.
What I do, dude? I love. I know it sounds kind of cliche, but I love movies, bro.
Yeah.
I love going to movies.
Okay. Yeah.
Interesting.
So I love being, in shape, and me and my wife hike Camelback, and I used to do CrossFit pretty religiously every single day.
Yep.
And I love that. Then I messed my back up, and I don't do that. But I like being in shape. I love movies. I love watching sports. I love going and doing. I'm more of an action person in life.
Cool.
So the more things we can go do and experience is what I try to do. I mean, even if it's driving up to Sedona for the day and just being outside of Scottsdale.
Yeah.
I do stuff like that.
Yeah,
That's cool.
That's really cool. I like that.
man.
We'll wrap it up here with one final question, Austin. We got to get better at this question too, because I like this question a lot.
like
But
this question.
what is the one thing we've been talking probably for 45 minutes, 50 minutes, maybe even an hour? Which is what these shows typically end up being. Ton of value, ton of nuggets, ton of things.
learned some things,
that
baby.
people can implement. We've learned, and I know that if we're learning, you're learning, right?
sure.
Listening, watching. So
Go rewatch this.
what is like one thing? Like you wrap it up, you look at yourself, or like let's say you have a kid tomorrow, right? And you knew that you could just give your kid this one piece of advice. Like that was it though, right? Like you could just tell him one thing that would help him live his life. What would that be?
Damn, that is a good question.
That is a good question.
That is for sure
a
the
tough
first
one.
time.
Yeah.
And because there's so many.
Right.
So you're
Yeah.
making me do one.
It's like you could just give him one thing, man. Like, and you're never gonna be able to talk to him. Like, it's just like, look, in writing, I'm gonna give you this one tip. You're my son,
Yep.
and that's it, right?
Yeah.
Like done deal after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stick to your gut.
I like that.
I like
Whatever
that a lot.
your gut tells you.
Okay.
If it feels good, follow it. If it feels bad, don't.
Got it.
I think that is always. Anytime I have not followed my own rule
Okay.
is where I get hurt. Right.
Got
Like that.
Every time.
And that applies to everything in life.
Everything, because it applies to business, what business
Right.
decision to make, where to go,
yeah.
partnerships, relationships,
Yeah.
friends. If you have that feeling, that twinge in your gut, it is right.
Yep.
Every time. And so you don't become friends with that person. You don't date that person. You don't go into business with that person because that twinge is right.
Right.
Listen to it.
Yep.
If you feel good, if it feels good, move down that path. Go for it. Do the business partnership.
Right.
Date that person,
Yeah.
whatever that may be, because it applies to everything.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, it's just right only all the time.
I love it. That's incredible. I love it, man. Well, with that, I mean, thanks for being on the show. Where can everybody find you? I mean, obviously, we're going to link your description down below on YouTube at the Justin Colby on Instagram. Any other platforms, anything like that you want to share with people? Or
Facebook, my personal side is maxed out at 5,000, but you obviously can follow and like me on Facebook with Justin Colby, the public figure.
I love it.
And if you are in real estate, I don't know how many of there are you that are out there.
Yeah, quite a bit.
That's right.
I have a private group in Facebook called the Science of Flipping Academy.
Go
just
we got to join that.
Request to be. I would love you guys to, because you guys could crush the content.
Yeah, we'll dominate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
for sure.
Get to the Science Flipping Academy. They will be in there.
Yeah, we'll be in there.
And ask questions. It's all about giving. It's not about selling. It's literally I recorded 2 to 4 videos a week in there just about what business is going, what tools I'm using. So
I love that.
Go to the Science Flipping Academy group.
Well, we appreciate you being on here.
And ladies and gentlemen, go on to his Instagram, the Justin Colby, and go ahead and shoot him a message.
A DM.
And just say, hey man,
drop
I
a
come
comment.
from the A show.
Yeah,
that's it.
But before you hop off this video here, make sure and go like this video, man.
Yeah,
go
smash the subscribe button.
Smash that subscribe button, because your boys are thirsty for subscribers.
Yeah, exactly. Ladies and until next time.
Until next time, ladies and gentlemen. Justin,
we'll see you then,
bro.
Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir.